Good evening. Welcome to KSAT Sports Now, your home for the best sports coverage in San Antonio. Tonight's episode begins right now.
What do you expect the atmosphere and kind of the emotion?
We coming out, we sending the message. Nah, I was playing. Nah, but we go just play the game the right way. We go compete along the lines of competition. Things like that tend to happen. But our mindset is just, focus on getting the win.
Good evening and welcome live to KSAT 12 for KSAT Sports Now, and say hello to my little friend, the little alien. Spurs and Timberwolves are playing ball again as the Silver and Black look to win pivotal Game 5 before going back to Minneapolis for Game 6. Let's get to tonight's rundown. Game 5 between the Spurs and T-Wolves started at 7 p.m. in the Frostbank Center. And San Antonio got off to a rocking start. Wemby had 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 3-pointers in the first quarter alone. And check out the Spurs towels. That's what fans were receiving when they found their seats to cheer on their Spurs tonight. We'll update you on the game in just a few minutes. During halftime, Mary Rominger and Ashley Gonzalez gave us their thoughts on what they were seeing from Minnesota and San Antonio in Game 5. We'll have that coming up right after the break. And yesterday we had some technical difficulties and could not show you some missions heroics from over the weekend, but we got them tonight. Stay with us. KSN is back in 60 seconds. It is Spurs playoff game day, and the little alien right here is having a good time tonight. Game 5 between the Spurs and Timberwolves of the Western Conference semifinals. Now, this is what was waiting for Spurs fans in the Frostbank Center tonight. Some Spurs rally towels, changing things up since fans have been getting T-shirts for the first 2 rounds. What was the game plan for Game 5 from both teams, especially after Wemby was ejected in Game 4 for throwing that elbow? Did Wemby have a big first half? Did the Timberwolves play with an edge in an effort for some retaliation? Mary Rominger and Ashley Gonzalez gave their thoughts on the game, and here's their halftime report.
Hey, Larry. Yeah, Ashley and I are here inside the Spurs press conference room. The score 59-47 in favor of the Spurs at halftime. And Ashley, I know one area that we were looking into entering this Game 5 with the series tied is what the tone of Frostbank Center would be, how both teams would react after what was a dramatic Game 4 that saw Victor Wembanyama get ejected. So far, not seeing too much aftermath, maybe a couple extra boos by Spurs fans. What are you seeing?
That's just Spurs fans being Spurs fans, and it was extremely uncharacteristic for Wemby to get ejected the last game. And I know the next question to follow up was, is there going to be retaliation? And no retaliation on the floor thus far. If anything, there's only been a response from Wemby. 18 points the first quarter alone. I jokingly told you, Mary, I'm expecting a 50 piece from Wemby tonight. We don't know if that's going to happen, but at this rate, he's only been able to respond thus far in the paint, from the 3, and not to mention his defense. He is fires in all cylinder tonight. And if anything, like I mentioned, no retaliation, only a response from Wemby. What have you seen?
Yeah, 18 points by Wemby in the first half.
In the first quarter.
That's on pace in the first quarter. On pace for, 70-plus points. So big response by Victor Wembanyama. Another takeaway from the first half was just the amount of pressure that the Spurs defense put on Minnesota. The eye test told me that 80% of Minnesota's shots were contested. They really struggled getting the ball to fall, whether it was out on the perimeter. We already know how many problems that Wemby poses for the Timberwolves in the paint, and all 3 levels the Wolves just couldn't get much space. So we'll see if that trend continues, what has really been a trend throughout this entire series, if it continues in the second half. With that, that's it from Frostbank Center. Larry, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Mary, and thank you, Ashley. The Spurs and Timberwolves are late in the fourth quarter right now, and the Spurs are up 123-95. Now, Game 6 is going to take place Friday night at 8:30 at the Target Center in Minneapolis. And make sure to join us Friday for Spurs playoff game day. Our reports begin at 5 p.m., then 6 p.m. newscast, and at 6:30 we'll have our 30-minute pregame show live from the Target Center and live here in San Antonio. The KSAT 12 sports team has your Spurs covered on air, online, and on social media. When we come back, we'll have more on the Spurs and the race for SACE. Stay with us, KSN. We'll be right back. Welcome back to KSAT Sports Now. Game 5 between the Spurs and Timberwolves is nearing an end. As we told you during our Race for Safe pregame show, the team that goes up 3-2 in the best-of-7 series in the NBA wins that series over 81% of the time. And let's check out that score right now. It just went final moments ago, with the Spurs winning 126-97. So the Spurs take a 3-2 series lead before going back to Minneapolis for Game 6. Friday night at 8:30 at the Target Center, and we plan to take Spurs head coach Mitch Johnson live once he gets to the podium. Broadcast journalists who cover sports for a living get to have a lot of fun during this time of year when it comes to the NBA playoffs, but it's also time for news crews to take a break from covering some tough and sensitive subjects and get in on a team's playoff fever. Earlier tonight, RJ Marquez was live inside the Frost Bank Center for our pregame special, and he was surrounded by a lot of passionate Spurs fans. They even had a unique sign for Game 5, inspired by the Wemby elbow from Game 4.
Past my bedtime, Ernie, but definitely not going to have trouble sleeping right now. It is so loud over here, right outside the Ultra Lounge. We've got the Spurs Jackals with us here as they get ready for Game 5. And my apologies if I'm yelling because it is so loud in here. I can't even hear myself think right now. But we have Alex Garza's with me. First of all, man, you got this design. Show us what's up here.
Yeah. So the Wemby elbow, yeah. Obviously, we all know what happened last game, so I had to get to work. So here we go. This is my creation.
And how do you come up with these designs, man? Because he also did the Denny the 2 as well. How do you come up with it?
The aliens, man. The aliens, they come to me. They see me in my dream. And no comment. They told me no comment. No comment.
Okay, no comment from both. We also have the chancla over there with the end as well, too.
The chancla, got the end. Yo, we got everything. I got the crowd. We're ready, baby. It's Game 5. Let's go. It's time. Let's go. Oh.
Okay, as I'm trying to hear everything right now. What are you guys going to do right now in the arena? First time ever in NBA history.
So, first time ever, we're going to unravel a TIFO. If people don't know what a TIFO is, so we're a Spurs, or we're called the Spurs Ultras. It takes off from the European League. They're big on TIFOs. There was a lot of people in the comments saying, hey, when are y'all going to do a TIFO? When are we going to TIFO? Game 5, we're doing a TIFO, and it's coming down. And if you're not here, you're going to see it on TV. But if you're here, they don't know. Nobody knows about it. They're going to find out tonight, baby.
All right, yes. Whatever you just said there. Yeah, the Spurs Jackals getting hyped up for tonight's Game 5. I got to tell you, this feels like an NBA Finals atmosphere. So a lot of excitement here at the Frost Bank Center. The Jackals are going to do their thing tonight. Back to you guys.
RJ was right. It definitely seemed like an NBA Finals atmosphere. Thanks to RJ and all the news crews and photogs who have joined the sports department in covering the Race for Safe. Coming up after the break, the Missions are coming off back-to-back bottom of the ninth game winners at the Wolf. Now they host the Wichita Wind Surge. KSN will be right back. Welcome back to KSN. It has not been a great start to the Missions season, but this weekend they turned some things around right before the stroke of midnight, so to say. And I say that because Saturday was Princess Night, so what better way to cap off a magical night than a ninth inning walk-off win.
2-1 pitch. Hit deep to center field, sending Lasco back onto the warning track, at the wall. Gone! Braden Carpathio sends us home happy.
Saturday, bottom of the ninth, game tied at 2 with the Midland Rockhounds. Braden Carpathio smacks this home run to center field, and all you can do is turn around and say, bye-bye. Missions come back to win 3-2. That was the second time he's had a walk-off win this season. Then on Sunday, the Missions did it all over again.
Tomioka kicks and fires. Line drive into right field. That's down for a base hit. Carpathio's around third. He'll score. Over to third for Dugo. We are tied at 2. And the winning run 90 feet away.
Tucker now, what a way to end what's been a tough day for him at the plate. This could be
0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. But all will be forgotten. We can come through right here.
After that line drive by Kai Murphy to right field, that tied the game at 2 in the bottom of the ninth. Carson Tucker singled on the very next pitch to right field. Luis Verdugo scores from third, and the Missions come back to win in the ninth, 3-2. The same score as the night before. It was also San Antonio's first series win since July of last summer. Checking out the Missions schedule, taking on the Wichita Wind Surge tonight through Sunday at Wolf Stadium. Wichita is 16-16, and San Antonio is 11-22, and they have won 3 in a row. Looking at the promotion schedule this week, Wednesday is Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We'll have more on this in a moment. Thursday is Taco Bell Value Night, $2 hot dogs, draft beer, soda, and popcorn. Friday is Missions Road Jersey giveaway. The first 2,000 fans get a replica gray road jersey. Kids can also run the bases afterwards. Saturday, the Missions will wear special Sandlot-themed jerseys, which will be auctioned off after the game. There will also be post-game fireworks. Then Sunday is Military Appreciation Game. Active duty and veterans get 4 complimentary tickets, and Sunday's game starts at 1:05 p.m. And we are counting down to the return of Cats to Wolf Stadium, but Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Meow, that's a promotion. On Wednesday, fans can bring their cats to the Missions game. Cats must remain in carriers or on a harness at all times. My 2 cats in here are definitely on harnesses. And yes, this cat here in the graphic has a name. Our producer, Daniel, named him Biscuits and Gravy McYum Yum III. Now, producer just makes us say silly things sometimes so it can live on the internet forever. We'll be right back to preview tomorrow's show.
As simple as it sounds, it just felt like he was being himself. He wasn't trying to do something or trying to be anything. He just played with energy. And as he's shown in his career, and most specifically this year, when he plays with that type of energy, the basketball finds him. He's in the middle of plays. He's in, gang rebound situations where there's multiple people, and he's a catalyst for that energy and that physicality and that dynamic of our team, and we need it.
Devin told us at shoot-around this morning that he expected to see upset Vic tonight coming out. Was that kind of an example of what upset Vic looks like, or at least determined Vic?
Yeah, I don't know what the word was. I think the one thing the one word I'd like to use just mature. I think there was a lot that's happened in the last 48 hours in the last game, and I think how that young man came out tonight and played in a variety of ways, in a variety of situations, not just in terms of his production, was extremely mature.
And then defensively, start to finish, what did you think about the performance? Another sub-100-point game in the playoffs for you guys.
I thought we did a good job of having resistance early in the clock. They've shown as the series gone on, they've tried to play faster at times, and they're tough when they get downhill. And I think when we've had better starting spots, more connectivity at the start of possessions, I think it's really helped us be on a string and be organized and connected defensively. And that helps you out when they have so many guys that get downhill and thrive at getting momentum in space.
Were De'Aaron and Dylan close to not playing, or was it a tough call at all? Or
it was close because I didn't know when I walked in the building if they were going to play. It was real. And I thought for that young rookie and De'Aaron, who hardly misses games ever, for those 2 guys to have performances like that was as strong as a statement for us in that locker room as victors. Different circumstances and obviously different attention from the external, which we understand, but for what those 2 guys did and when we know where they're at and what we needed, it's a big-time performance.
This series from both sides where leads are built and leads evaporate and it turns into a dogfight. I think y'all entered the fourth quarter up 18 and it never dropped below 11, went up as many as 29. What did you make of their response and not letting that lead slip away or, any part of the game get away from them?
Yeah, we had a few times where, and some of their runs also felt like we might have just missed a shot or 2 and it snowballed a little bit and we just didn't stay with it quite enough. And then whether they made a couple shots because they're a hell of a team and they're going to make shots, or we allowed it to seep in just even a little bit. That's how fast leads can evaporate. I thought we had a couple times tonight where we kind of drew the line and said enough was enough, whatever that meant. Sometimes that's making a shot. Sometimes that's setting the right screen. Sometimes that's blocking your guy out so your teammate can get a rebound. But there's a lot of little things that go into stopping runs and starting runs. And I think the more that we continue to commit to all of that, it'll really help us out.
Coach, during the playoffs, the emotions seem to be a lot more prominent, especially within the last 48 hours. So how do you coach emotional discipline?
And that was Mitch Johnson talking live at the victorious Spurs podium. San Antonio wins Game 5 by a final of 126-97, taking a huge 3-2 series lead before Game 6 Friday night at the Target Center at 8:30. Now make sure to join us Friday night for Spurs playoff game day. Our live reports begin at 5 p.m., then the 6 p.m. newscast, and at 6:30 we'll have our 30-minute pregame show live from the Target Center and San Antonio. The KSAT 12 sports team has your Spurs covered on air, online, and on social media. And that is a wrap for tonight's show. Thank you very much, everybody, for streaming with us tonight. And streaming means you can watch KSAT Sports Now anywhere on KSAT Plus and KSAT.com. Have a great night. Little Alien says good night, and we'll see you again tomorrow night at 9:35 for KSAT Sports Now.